On this channel, I have reviewed many different earbuds and even a couple of sets of headphones, and today we're looking at something kind of in that general vicinity, but a little bit different, because the things we're looking at today aim to kind of solve a few of the problems with something like wearing in-ear earbuds all the time or wearing headphones all the time by giving you an open design so you can still hear the world around you, but also not sacrificing, hopefully, on microphone quality as well by giving you a really nice boom microphone. These are called the OLEAP Pilots, and they are not actually bone conduction. They look like they would be, but apparently they are not. They are going to be $79 when they launch on Kickstarter, I believe. I was initially told they should launch on Kickstarter sometime in August. Well, it is almost the end of August, so that launch should be coming very, very soon. Rotatable mic, 10 hours of talk time, 16mm drivers. That's a pretty large driver. Lightweight, they've got a USB dongle, so you can not only do Bluetooth, but you can actually use them on your computer, connects to cell phone and PC at once. That is also cool if you're kind of a productivity-minded person. You got these things on, you're not disconnected from the world around you, you're on your phone, you're on your computer, doing a team meeting on there or something like that. Sounds like there's a lot going on here that is definitely going to be worth testing. And of course, I do in fact have them here in person, so we're going to unbox them first. I also have their really nice looking docking station to charge them. So we're going to unbox everything, do a quick first impression, and test these things out. So let's go to the overhead camera now. All right, so here are the OLEAP Pilot open ear Bluetooth headset. I don't imagine there's going to be anything on here that I haven't already kind of talked about, but there's what we have on the side of the box as well on the back of the box. Probably, like I said, not much new information there. Let's slide that cover off, and actually this is a kind of interesting looking unboxing experience. You can see what's going on inside there, and let's open it up. This is kind of reminiscent of like the Z Fold 2 box. And this is like a really nice unboxing experience. This is like a fabric material, a little tab to pull it out. And it's a wedge shape. That is really odd, but this is like a fabric material. And this is magnetic. What this is quite the unboxing experience for a set of headphones. And here are the Pilots themselves. We're going to set these aside for just a moment. We have our quick start guide here. We'll pull that out. I want to make sure there's nothing else in the box here, which this pulls out. And then we have accessories are here underneath the user manual. There's a little box here attached to the back of it. This is probably where the dongle is going to be. And that actually pulls out in its own little box. Yep, USB dongle is inside that bag. We'll set that out. And then there is a USB A to C that is angled for charging. We'll set that out as well. This is actually like a way better unboxing experience than I would have guessed. I assume this is the experience that everyone is going to get. If so, that is quite nice. So here they are. This is kind of like a rubberized texture that is kind of soft and a little bit grippy. So here on the top side, there is your USB-C for charging. Love to see that. Of course, we have volume up, volume down, and then a particular button. Not sure what that will do. And it looks like there's another button here on the side, and then you have your little boom microphone, which can flip down that far and up that far. And you can see here, this is where your audio, I believe, is going to come out of it. It's going to be sort of pointed down at your ear, and then there's another speaker both there and there. I'm very curious as to how these are going to compare audio quality wise to something that is like a true bone conduction headphone. On our quick start guide, it looks like that is a mute button there on the side. We also do have our stand, which they're supposed to charge through. Not quite as extravagant, but this is kind of nice. So they're just going to simply drop down, and they just kind of plug in to a little USB-C that is right there. And there you go. You're in your little stand. You plug this into USB, and it'll just chill there and charge. So that is cool. And it does look like it comes with another A to C cable. We'll set this aside for a moment, and let's actually see about testing this thing out. All right, so we've got the hair up and out of the way. We've got these things on. You can see kind of how they fit, how they kind of go around the ear, and then how they sit there. And you'll notice that they don't go in front of the ear like normal bone conduction does, because they're not bone conduction. So they're actually going to sit just over the top of your ears. Pairing them was super simple. I just simply pressed and held the middle button, right? So there's volume down, volume up, and there's a middle button in between. Just long press it. It's sort of blinking red and blue. Super, super simple. Went to the Bluetooth on my phone and paired it. Absolutely, totally normal pairing process. We will test it on the computer with this here shortly. But what we need to do now is we need to actually play some audio. So we're going to do Hook by Blues Traveler. And we're going to see what these things actually sound like. Let's turn up the volume here. You do see that is working. And I can tell you a couple of things already. I do think that these probably sound better than my old Aftershocks, my old bone conduction headphones. I think they do sound richer and clearer than that. My face is not vibrating because this is not a bone conduction. They're not actually using vibrations to, well, sound waves, vibrations, what's the difference? But they're actually just playing audio into my ear. They're not vibrating my face to create the sound. The other thing, though, is that they're very open. I can hear myself talking, I can hear the world around me, and I can hear the music. So that is also very good. If you're in an office and you want to stay connected to the people around you, well, you're going to be able to do that with these. These sound, honestly, pretty good. Let's crank the volume, though, and see if we get any sound bleed. Let's go maximum. Oh, a long press actually just switched the track to the next song, so keep that in mind. We are now at maximum volume. This cancels out background noise. So, my microphone is what I'm pointing at. So, if I'm talking here, can you hear the noise bleed? We're going to see this in post, whether or not that is true. But overall, I am actually quite pleased with how these things actually sound. I guess the next thing that I need to do is I need to actually test the microphone quality, which can be flipped up and around, and then there's your microphone. So let's find a way to test and record this really quickly. Honestly, I think the simplest way to do this is just to plug in the dongle and record my audio through OBS here. So let's just plug in the dongle and see how easy this is to do. Device 2 connected, it just said, and I got a volume pop up on my screen. So theoretically, there's my audio from my phone. So let's go back here, and now I'm going to go into my OBS settings, and we're going to change my microphone input from my Yeti here. Hopefully this thing, let's go to picture-in-picture so you can see the settings here. OLEAP, so let's actually flip my mic around. We have now switched to the OLEAP BT100, and so what you're hearing now is this microphone. Let's see, does it mute? So once you get all the way back, it does in fact mute itself. So how does this audio sound? Now we are comparing it to a really, really good microphone. This is a Yeti Classic. So this is the OLEAP now. This is the Yeti Classic. Okay, so obviously that's a steep comparison, but we're going to see how it holds up. So I just went back and listened to that clip. I'm sort of editing this as I'm going. I'm pretty impressed with this. In fact, the gaming headphones that I use here, my Logitech Pro X wireless, you can see that the boom mic is not actually even plugged in on these. I don't actually know where the boom mic even is because it sounds so terrible that I just use this instead. These sound better than the boom mic on my Logitech headphones did. So that's pretty impressive, actually. Yeah, it's not as good as a Yeti, but for taking phone calls, it's going to be great. It's way closer to your mic than any set of earbuds that you're going to have, right? They're not going to have a boom sticking down quite that far. So that's a pretty big advantage there. And the fact that, again, I'm still connected to the outside world. They're very lightweight. They're not really causing any strain on my ears. I've had them on for a minute. There's a little bit of a pressure point maybe right there where they're sort of touching that. I wonder if you can sort of stretch them out a little bit, loosen them up a little bit. Maybe that would help. It doesn't look like they're really going to hold. So there might be a little bit of a pressure point there for some people, depending on how their ear is shaped, but it's really not that bad. And again, the fact that you kind of have a de facto multi-point pairing between a computer and your phone via that USB dongle that just worked. I mean, it just worked perfectly. Again, for $79, these are pretty impressive, actually. And if you're like the working type person, you're taking a lot of phone calls, you're moving between phone calls on your phone and team meetings or whatever it might be on your computer, and you want to stay connected to the world around you because perhaps you're in an office place where you also have to speak to humans, these are pretty good. I'm actually like way more impressed with these than I thought I was going to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a link in the description. We can sign up for an update to get that early bird pricing of $79. You can see it on Kickstarter when it does go live. Big thanks to OLEAP for sending these guys out for review. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. Guys, I'll see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.